what we mean about a moderate income is explained by the Supreme Court was just the necessities of life, food, clothing, shelter, housing. It wasn't meant as a wealth generator.
C'est un genre de pêche qui est basé sur des droits, en fait, des droits ancestraux, des droits liés aux traités et des droits qui sont inscrits dans la loi constitutionnelle de 1982.
Trying to get a clear definition of what that is part of the process that we are doing as a Senate committee. So it's all a learning process and it's all an education. And I mean, I always say that the most dangerous person in any room is the person who thinks they know it all. And I think that the more people learn and educate themselves about First Nations fishing rights, the treaty rights, that we can find a compromise and find a way to address the concerns that have been raised.
We saw, as senators, violence, harassment on the water from Indigenous Mi'kmaq people that were just trying to exercise a right.
A First Nation community here in Nova Scotia, Sipekne'katik, issued their own permits and licenses to conduct a moderate livelihood fishery. They were frustrated. Over 20 years, nothing happened. And once they went out, DFO declared the fishery illegal. And so the local non-Indigenous fishers also took offense to it. And so they began burning boats, burning buildings where the fish were stored. And even one occasion, there was a person in a building in which they set fire to.
Ce que le rapport dit, en fait, c'est qu'il demande la création d'un forum d'experts qui pourront aider à développer ce qu'il faut comme outil, comme formation pour, en fait, diminuer le racisme systémique le plus possible.
Over the past couple of years, we've seen, acts of violence and upheaval on the wharfs, especially here in the province of Nova Scotia. Nobody seemed to be really addressing it. It was a concern everybody had, and I'm sure everybody was worried about it, but nobody seemed to just take the bull by the horns and let's try to do something about this. So we as a committee decided that, somebody needs to have a look, so why don't we? And I truly believe that we have put a solid list of recommendations to create a great framework for the Minister and the Department to move forward. And, as I said earlier, there's no one answer fits all. There's no easy answer to this. But the bottom line is that these are rights that are part of our Constitution, that were upheld by the Supreme Court of Canada. Therefore, we have to find a mechanism to make them work.